Wow. Wow. Guys! Star Wars Force Awakens is 3 weeks away! Wait, it's less than 3 weeks away. What? 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 Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the reviews of the Star Wars movies. We are now on episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, the movie where things go down. I am back, of course, with my good buddy, Putnam, and we are back on this channel, and I'm going to give my review first, and I'm going to shift it over to him right afterwards. But let's get right into this. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back is definitely, most positively, my favorite movie of the whole franchise. It basically takes what was developed in the first film, which is really good. It's the ultimate starter of a universe, but it's very simple. This movie takes the simplicity and makes it complex. We learn more about everything going on with these characters, mentally and physically. We get a darker story, a more mature story. We get some surprises, some twists and turns, and then we get a cliffhanger ending that, for its time, in 1980, was one of the greatest cliffhanger endings of all time. Now, we are all desensitized, I guess, in a way, by this movie, because even people who don't watch Star Wars know the whole "I am your father." My girlfriend, before I showed her Star Wars, would keep saying things like, "Luke, I am your father," and stuff like that. And I'd be like, "Do you even, know what that means?" And she'd be like, "No!" Can you imagine being in a theater in 1980, seeing this character Yoda, learning about how wise he was, and then leaving the theater after learning about all these things, being revealed that Darth Vader was Luke's father, and that, Luke basically almost killed himself, and that basically Han is dead? In that time, you probably think Han is dead, right? Because he's frozen in that carbonite, even though he is technically alive in there. You're leaving that theater in 1980 with so many motherfucking questions about life. People probably went home and, cried themselves to sleep, is Han gonna make it out alive? Oh my god, what's gonna happen with Luke and Darth Vader? Oh my god, their father and son, oh my god. Oh, and that Boba Fett guy, he was in the movie for 5 minutes. He shows up and he leaves. Oh my god! But it really presents to us the dark side of the moon within Star Wars. New Hope was the light side, oh, it's a really nice thing. But then Empire Strikes Back is whoa. Never knew you could do this with Star Wars before. This is, crazy. Getting the things out of the way that are obvious. John Williams' music. Obviously, one of the greatest scores of all time. Was it not obvious? Performances. Some of the best. There's more nuance and subtlety in this movie because you could tell the actors took the material more seriously, I guess, in a way. And it was directed by somebody else, not George Lucas. So the presentation, visually, was a lot different, also. The film was mature, but the visual style was also more mature. Let's go into the Battle of Hoth. I know I just, didn't even segue or anything, but let's go into the Battle of Hoth, because why not? The Battle of Hoth is one of the best things in this movie from an action and visual standpoint. It's great. All the little things in the Battle of Hoth, the way the costumes were designed, the way the characters look, the way the AT-ATs walk like they're dogs, and you got the little tauntauns, and it's one of the coolest planets in movie history. As dangerous as it is, you wouldn't want to live there, but it's still one of the coolest planets ever. Just like in the last movie, they do a really good job of taking and incorporating things to make you feel like you're a part of this world. And you always feel like you are a part of this universe when you're watching, especially this movie. And right down to the wardrobe, the sets, the puppetry, especially for Yoda, who he's a puppet. He sounds like Kermit a little bit by Frank Oz in this film. It's a little dated, but once the serious aspect and nature of Yoda kicks in, when you learn that Yoda is, in fact, Yoda, when he's playing Luke the whole time, you buy into it. When he's lifting the X-Wing out of the water in Dagobah and brings it back for Luke, you believe that he's using the Force to do that. It's, unbelievably compelling. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's got everything. It basically, why it's my favorite is because it takes something that you thought was very fluffy and light in a really fun way. It still retains that fun nature, but then it also brings a more mature side to the whole story. All the little things come together to create a film that is universally celebrated, no pun intended for the universe and Star Wars and stuff, Galaxy Far, Far Away. You know what I mean. One of the most incredible movies ever made in Hollywood. The fact that there are people out there who know quotes from the movie, even if they don't know necessarily where they fit in context of the story or the film, it says a lot about the movie. It shows how beautifully transcendent the franchise is. And whereas the first film was a great way to get people introduced to Star Wars, this movie was a great way to get people engrossed in the story and the characters that are within that story. I'm giving this one a 5 out of 5. It's MaffmanJones. It's fantastic. I can't say enough things about it. It's like infinite glorious praise for this movie. But now let's move on to my man, Austin Putnam. What do you think, buddy?
Hey guys, what's going on? It's good to be back on MaffmanJones channel for part 5 of our Star Wars collaboration videos. We have gone past the prequels and we're finally at the original trilogy. We have passed one of the better Star Wars films, but now it is time to talk about my favorite Star Wars movie, and possibly, no, it's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Empire Strikes Back. So Empire Strikes Back takes place after A New Hope. Luke is beginning his Jedi training. Han Leia's romance is starting to blossom, of course. And along the way, Darth Vader is pretty much searching for Luke because there's something that happens. Well, then again, I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, spoiler alert by the way, but if you haven't seen Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, or let alone the original trilogy, not the prequels, I'm not counting those things, but if you haven't seen the original trilogy, and if you're a fan of film, or just a film fan in general, what are you waiting for? What's stopping you from watching it? Like, if you have work, that's okay, but, or if you're busy in life, that's okay, but when you have free time, what's stopping you from watching this? Get on it already. Seriously, let's get into Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. First of all, I'm just gonna say it right off the bat, I have not a single flaw with this movie, so everything from here on out, if I geek about Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, it's because I love the living hell of this movie, so let's get started with the geeking out, shall we? First of all, the storyline and everything is expanded, which is what a sequel should be like. It expands the universe and makes everything bigger, badder. Well, not badder, you know what I mean by that. More badass, that's what I mean, not badder, duh. Star Wars New Hope started this cultural phenomenon. Empire Strikes Back literally expanded that into something, it expanded into a different beast entirely. From the characters from Luke Skywalker to Han Solo to Leia to everybody around, everybody's role is expanded. They're given a great character arc here from Luke, kind of being like, you know, the wanting to get things done already, not having a lot of patience, which Yoda, which I'll get to in a little bit, by the way. Harrison Ford is Han Solo. He is one of the best characters in film history. Again, what are you waiting for? Not to mention the battles in this movie, in particular the opening sequence on Hoth. When you see Luke just grapple on to an AT-AT, which, holy crap. Oh, by the way, guys, speaking of that, the visual effects. Star Wars A New Hope was pretty at the top in those days, but somehow, they topped A New Hope and they added the effects, and they made the effects look even better. The stop motion in this movie still looks amazing to this day. From going to that to the Jedi training when Luke first meets Yoda, who is just one of the most badass Jedi trainers I have probably ever seen. His insults to saying, "And that is why you fail." Bringing it right home. That entire sequence on Dagobah is incredible. Seeing Luke trying to lift his X-Wing, but then Yoda just comes in like a champion and just lifts it off the ground, and Luke is just there thinking, oh my God. I'm geeking out a lot. That's because I love this movie, guys. Shut up. Oh, I love Empire Strikes Back so much. And of course, one of the best parts of this entire movie is the battle between Luke and Vader. There are no words to describe how perfect this sequence is. It's not very show-offy, not flashy like the prequels were. This is just, it's emotion. It's emotion, that's all it is. Not stylistic, you know, here we could do this, even though that was pretty cool for like the first 5 minutes. But here, it's just pure emotion of Luke just angry, not ready, and going after Vader's just like, oh, okay, you're gonna pull that off on me, alright. And at one point, Vader's thinking, somebody's going to get the hurt real bad. If you guys got that joke, I will love you all. And of course, that following up to one of the greatest plot twists of all time. Again, spoiler alert, when Vader says, Luke, I am your father. Oh my god, I got chills just thinking about it right now. I'm hearing the score playing in my head. Oh god, I'm hearing it in my head right now. The chills are like massive right now, guys. I literally feel the hairs on the back of my head standing up right now. That's how amazing this scene is. Even if you've seen or even heard the plot twist, still watching the film just with the score alone will just make you go like, holy shit. Then you see the look and Luke's face when it's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to this guy. And he falls right down. I was just thinking, Luke, you are the most badass character of all time. Empire Strikes Back just blew my freaking mind. The asteroid sequence when Han is trying to lose everybody, the TIE fighters, and it goes into that one planet which happens to have a big freaking worm. Oh my god, that big worm. I could spend hours geeking out about this movie, guys. I could spend hours, but even though I was just geeking out, guys, I fucking love this movie with all my heart. Empire Strikes Back overall is not only the best Star Wars film of all time, it's one of the best movies of all time. It is a clear masterpiece of a movie. It's one of the best science fiction films of all time. Everything about this movie just is perfect. It's a perfect movie. It's obvious, guys. I'm giving this my 6 out of 5 prime rating. In my opinion, it's a perfect movie, and it's one of my favorite films of all time, and my top 5 favorite films of all time to be specific. Guys, check this movie out. Thank you guys for watching MaffmanJones and I's review of Empire Strikes Back. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tune in the week before Force Awakens comes up. We will have our review of Return of the Jedi. Then after that, on our separate channels, we will have our own reviews of Star Wars The Force Awakens. I'm looking forward to telling you guys my thoughts on Return of the Jedi. But anyways, like, share, and subscribe to both Mothman and I's channel, of course. Thank you again, Mothman, for hosting once more. And as always, guys, until the next Star Wars review, we will see you all next time.
Okay, and that about wraps up this review of ours for Empire Strikes Back. If you enjoyed our reviews, please subscribe to our channels. You can subscribe right here down below for me, and I will link Austin Putnam's channel down below in the info box. Please check him out if you haven't. He's awesome. And we also have to review Return of the Jedi, which will be on his channel in December, probably right before Force Awakens comes out. It's really been the greatest pleasure to be making and reviewing these movies with Austin, and as much as I can't wait for Star Wars Force Awakens to come out, I'm going to be sad when this is over after Return of the Jedi. So, we have one more movie left. That's it. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones. Check out Austin's channel, and may the Force be with you always.